That's great. Okay, Paul, do you want to come up and do item 8, capital program, please?
Yeah, good morning. So from a capital program point of view, we've overall had a reasonably strong start to the year, where actual spend is currently tracking pretty well with the current forecast. Current year budget we've got is 561 million, and we're forecasting somewhere around about that $500 million mark, which is sitting at about 89%. Across the activities, there's quite a range between the forecast range is 78 to 107%. We still have some forecast risk where the spend is significantly at the back end of the year or the last quarter, and that's evident in 3 major areas: 3 waters, citizens, community and other activities. Report also highlights some of the changes from last year. So we've got a reasonably, significantly bigger, larger program in 3 waters, particularly in the wastewater area. And just a reminder, and we've talked earlier about the digital moving out, so it's been a reduction in the overall program. Also highlighting some of the key projects in each of the activity areas. You'll note that the program this year is strongly dependent on the 2 infrastructure areas of 3 waters and transport. So 71% of the budget sits with those 2 areas alone. We've also made a few changes to the watch list. So there's 3 projects dropped off there because they're now complete. So Court Theatre, Hallsville Junction Road and the MCR Northern Line Section 1 railway crossing. And just highlight that there are 3 projects on the watch list that have moved from amber to red, 2 of them for time and 1 on budget. Further details are in the report. And also paper there on proposed new watch list. So we're currently operating on the watch list that we had from last year. So we've proposed some changes to it based on the current year program. So 14 projects would stay the same, looking to remove 9 that have largely finished or all but complete and add 8 more, but happy to discuss those. Also included in the report this time is the quarterly CRAF program report.
Okay, hey, thank you, Paul. That's a really good report. I've got a question from Celeste.
Just looking at the items that are looking at falling off the watch list, one of them, if I have it correct, would be page 83. Is that the 66000 Waitaki Stop Bank? Is that one of the ones that it's proposed to drop off?
So proposed to remove. So what was the number again? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And what's the reason for that? Because it talks about a substitution with another project, but...
It was just more activity in that other project than the Waitaki one that was on there, so there would be more to report. It was just there's more going to happen in that substitute project this financial year than the Waitaki one, and that was the rationale.
Okay. And is there any downside to keeping both on, given they're quite critical projects for...
Technically, no, there's not. We just want to make sure that overall we don't get too many more than we've got we're recommending as an overall number. But potentially it's your decision.
Yeah, and then the other one that would be interested to get some advice on, it might be something that needs to happen separately, would be the MCR. I know stage 1, we have to go through a business case, so that is a way off, but there was a resolution put through last year in bringing forward funding, so I think it's about 700,000 to bring a report to council on 3 cycleways to see if we can do those as part of this annual plan. So I just want to make sure that we're not dropping off projects that we've previously asked for advice on, and that may be something we can discuss, because it'd be good to have visibility of what the planning work is as part of that, not as part of the permanent solution, but potentially as more of a rapid rollout, which is what the advice was kind of looking at as well.
And certainly that advice would come back as part of the normal course of business. It's just really what we're trying to highlight on watch list projects are projects that will actually move and have reasonable amount of updates each month, so that there's actually something to report. So they need to be reasonably well advanced. Often projects in that very early planning phase, there's nothing to report month on month until we get across that initial line.
And the only, one final one around the watch list was the Pages Road. I understand that's been separated out, the ancillary parts of that project, so that's the bit that falls out of the current NZTA funding.
Correct.
It would be, from my perspective, it would actually be quite helpful to have that in the capital watch list, because we need to be able to track where that project is at as part of this wider delivery program. So maybe we could have a discussion after this and just talk about which of those things would be useful to have in here before we come back at
Yep.
the next finance.
I mean, it would be nice to be able to confirm the watch list today if we could, so that we can actually report on it from next month. Otherwise, we'll be still on the old one for the
I
first
think
6 months.
really good points, and if you take them away and have a think about, and then if we need to, let's just add
Add it,
next
yes,
month.
yeah, and certainly
Yeah.
you can add or remove projects on a monthly basis if you so choose.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Celeste. I've got Yanni, and then yep. Can you turn your mic on?
Sorry, just on the page 86, the activated sludge treatment plant at the wastewater treatment plant. So, I mean, we've got some reporting that says the change has delayed the start of construction and increased related costs. And then we talk about the project completion date unlikely to be significantly impacted given the time frame. But my understanding was the original time frame was 28, not 29. So I'm just concerned that through the reporting that we have had on the watch list, things haven't been met, but we've been told everything's on track. So, yeah, are we able just to get an understanding of how we can have confidence that the milestones are being met when we've got things that are being green lit, but milestones being met are not being met?
I mean, one comment I'd have on milestones is every project has a large number of milestones that it is looking to do. We're reporting only one project delivery complete milestone. That's what we're reporting here. You can have a number of milestones throughout the project where you don't meet them, but you can still deliver on time. And so that is the trade-off. And this is a professional assessment of the project manager to say, yes, I have missed or some of the interim milestones, but it's not affecting the critical path and the overall delivery is still on track. And that's where we're...
Sorry, I think just to be clear, the concern at a governance level is this is one of the top priorities for us as a city, and it's definitely in my community, the top priority. In the previous reporting, we have not been told that milestones have been missed. We've been told that the design has been on track.
Yanni.
So I'm just trying to...
Yanni, stop. So the answer that Paul gave makes a lot of sense, which is we're the governing body of the organisation. We have myriad of people that manage this. They will flag to us at a high level if they think the project is off track.
Yeah,
That's what you said, Paul.
Yeah, and I don't know, Brent, have you got any other comment?
Only that, yeah, in terms of the delivery complete milestone, you're right, Paul, that there's a number of things may get, there's pluses and minuses along the way, but with the contract being signed, I think it had a very positive timeline on it, which brings the whole thing back on track. So, yeah, if you're happy for, I can raise this with Gavin if you'd like a direct conversation about him, Council.
I think I was more just interested in understanding, in terms of the reporting framework at a governance level, how we can be aware of things that are not meeting milestones before they, if they're not on track, rather than after the fact.
The issue is, though, Yanni, and I mean, we're going to move on, but is, does on track mean that you've missed something by 2 days and therefore that's flagged to council, or do you leave it to the professionals that are managing it and they will flag to us whether they think the project is off track?
Yeah, we also have public-facing communications on our website as well.
Correct.
So Can I just check, then the final question on this one is, has the public community meeting been set yet or confirmed?
It's not a capital question for Paul. So you can, we have the ability to email OC at any stage. Okay. Anyone got any other questions? Kelly?
Yeah, just had a question around One New Zealand Stadium at Te Kaha. Am I right in reading that 81? Yeah, am I right in reading that it's still on time, on budget, and that there will be a surplus left over at the end? For the sake of being accused of being positive.
Kelly, I'll give you another 3 questions.
There's a report to follow this on Te Kaha that they can cover where that project's at. But yes, as I'm aware, it's on time and on track for delivery.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that positive note, it's been moved by Victoria and seconded by Celeste. Got a question?
I just wanted to keep that one on page 83 on the watch list. So what would be the...
Which
one's
one's
that? That's the 66000. That's the Waitaki Storm Basin.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually set for delivery next year, so feels like it should be in line.
In this financial year.
FY26, yep, that's it. So it should, I feel like that should be in there alongside those other.
So is it possible that can we take that with the other ones that you've raised and just bring it back to the December one? Because are you saying it's being worked on at the moment?
It is, yep.
Okay. Paul, are you comfortable with that being on the
Yep,
list?
that's
Okay, cool. Can we just note to add that in if everyone's generally comfortable with that? Cool. Yep. It's 666.
666 000.
You got that? So just add that into the resolution and it's been moved by Victoria, seconded by Celeste. All in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Great. Thank you very much, Paul. Barry and team. Mark,